I'm your host Morgan Williams, and this is another edition of the weekly tip-off for Kennesaw State Athletics. In a bit, I'm going to be talking to sophomore golfer Jimmy Beck about his thoughts on this past season, and he's going to be participating in the show's first ever game of Would You Rather. But first, let's take a look at this week in Kennesaw State Athletics. The women's tennis team traveled to Bristol, Tennessee on Friday for the first round of the ASUN tournament. The Owls were knotted up with USC Upstate at 3 points each with a lead in the decisive sixth singles match. Unfortunately, they couldn't win that game and fell to the third seed 4-3. The baseball team visited Ospreys of North Florida. They won the first contest on Friday but lost the next two of the weekend. Softball is riding a huge wave of success. Jacksonville came to Kennesaw and left with no more wins than they came with once the weekend was over. A 10-4 victory and a pair of one-run wins gave the Owls the sweep. And on Wednesday, after having to score 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning, KSU came back to beat Georgia Tech. LACROSSE traveled up north to take on Detroit. They lost the game 22-3, but by virtue of Stetson beating Howard, the Owls made the first ever ASUN conference tournament as the number 4 seed. The men's golf team got back from the conference championship on Tuesday. They finished in 3rd place behind North Florida and ETSU. Sophomore golfer Jimmy Beck tied for 13th overall in the tournament. Now, Beck also led the team in scoring average per round, had 4 top 10 finishes, and 6 top 20 finishes. Now, we met up with Beck to talk about his season. Going back to when you won at Irish Creek, what was your mindset starting the last round, almost at the top of the leaderboard in second?
Well, I knew as a team we weren't leading yet, so my goal out there was just to lead our team and, go for the team win. And fortunately enough, it turned out that I won individually, so it kind of worked out.
Okay, now you lead the team in scoring average per round and almost had half a dozen top 10 finishes. Did these results meet any expectations you set for yourself going into the season?
I didn't expect to do as well as I did this year. I had a goal to win at least one tournament, which I did in the fall, but I had no idea I'd win a second one or even do as well as I have been. And to be ranked inside the top 100 this year has been just unbelievable.
That's awesome. So you're halfway through your college career now. What have you learned these past 2 years that you think will help make the second half of your athletic career even better than it has been?
Well, I mean, you just got to take it easy when you go out there. There's no pressure when you go out there. It's just you and the golf course. So looking forward, it's just going to get easier and easier.
Now, what's the outlook for the team next year? Do you have any early goals?
Early goals, we want to win our first tournament, of course. It's going to be one of the biggest tournaments of the year. And so, if we can go out there and win that, then that'll just put us on a good pace.
Now, do you have a favorite course that you like to play at?
My favorite so far is Pine Tree out here. It's just because it's so close to campus, and I mean it's just such a nice facility. So.
Now the men's team will move on to regionals in a few weeks. What is your goal individually going into regionals?
As an individual, I just want to win it, go out there and do my best, and hopefully with that our team will just follow up and we can get inside the top 5 and go to nationals. This year at Irish Creek we had the long drive contest, and the winning team gets a set of rangefinders, which is pretty huge because they're pretty expensive and very valuable when you're playing around golf. And so 2 years ago our team had won, and so going into it we kind of had high expectations, and we lost 2 of our big hitters from the previous year, but we knew we still had a good chance. And our first 2 guys stepped up. One barely missed the fairway and the other just missed it terribly. And, I went up third, and I'm not known as a long hitter, so I just went up there and tried to give it my all, and I just missed. And once that happened, our coach just kind of had fun with the other 2 guys and just messed around with them. But it was a lot of fun. It was a good experience.
Okay, now we're going to play Would You Rather with sophomore Jimmy Beck. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, the first one is, Jimmy, would you rather live without your phone or live without clean clothes?
I would rather live without my phone. I didn't get my first phone until I was like a senior in high school, so I think I can do without.
Yeah. Now, would you rather paint your nails for a month or wear high heels for a week?
I would definitely paint my nails. I couldn't do high heels at all.
Yeah. Would you rather win the Masters or the Ryder Cup?
That's a good one. I think I would rather win the Masters just because, being from Georgia, it's such a big tournament and it's close to home, so.
Okay, now would you rather, this one's kind of funny,
Okay.
would you rather be 4'5" or 7'7"?
I would rather be 7'7", just because, hit a little bit longer off the tee, and plus I can see over a lot of stuff, so.
Now would you rather win the lottery or live twice as long?
I would rather win the lottery, just, use that money to do good things and have a lot more fun than living twice, so.
Well, congratulations to the men's golf team for making it to regionals. Kennesaw State will now wait for the NCAA Championships field to be announced on May 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The tournament begins with 6 regionals scheduled for May 16th through the 18th. With spring sports coming to a quick end, the Owls only have a few games left. Starting with baseball, they'll be back in action with Atlantic Sun Conference play as they travel up to Johnson City, Tennessee to take on ETSU in a weekend series. Softball will also be joining baseball on their road trip to Johnson City as they look to play the Buccaneers in a doubleheader on Saturday, finishing up the weekend series on Sunday. This is their last game before Atlantic Sun Conference Tournament beginning May 9th. The men's and women's track and field is also back on the road as they travel to Sanford for their last meet before the Atlantic Sun Conference Outdoor Championship. We also want to wish the lacrosse team good luck this weekend as they head down to Jacksonville to participate in the first ever Atlantic Sun Conference Championship. They will be playing Jacksonville on Friday. Now you can follow the Owls on Twitter at KSU Owl Nation for score updates and your latest news in Kennesaw State athletics. That's all this week for the Weekly Tip-Off. I'm Morgan Williams. See you next week.